Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and I'm doing some gimmicky decks. I have a feeling there might be another Blizzard game that's going to be taking up my time quite soon, so better get the Hearthstone in now, because Lord knows. Okay, so I did promise you some decks last time around that I didn't quite get around to doing. So, let's not let people down, and we'll have a look at Charge and Maximum Firepower. I might do a little bit more bounce. I modified Charge again, by the way. I thought, hang on a minute, well, it doesn't really fit with the theme of the deck to put Gurubashi Berserkers and Enrages in there, so why don't we get rid of those, replace them with Brewmasters, because then that means we can do double charges, which is even better. So we're going to go with that, and we'll see how that goes, and we'll try Maximum Firepower out as well, and see if we can actually get an Arcane Missile to hit for a bazillion points. Guess we'll find out. Now, I'm not really convinced as to the efficacy of Charge, mostly because Charge minions generally don't trade that well. They trade instantly, but good luck ever getting really a 2-for-1 outside of something like Gromash or perhaps the Argent Commander. There's not really a lot you can do with it. Plus, this deck doesn't have a lot of draw, so I think it's quite reliant early game on getting a card advantage via the effective use of weapons. And I don't know if I can do that. Certainly not with that hand, I can't. Jeez, that is going to go completely. We're looking for Fiery War Axe, we're looking for South Sea Deckhand, and maybe Wolf Riders, but we're not getting much of either, so we're left with a Youthful Brewmaster Roar, which is not that great, but we might have to use it anyway. Well, no turn 1 option. Generally, the only turn 1 option would be the 2-1 Charge, or, of course, Stone Tusk Boar, which is not that great. At least we're against a player that doesn't have a hero power that can kill most of our charge minions in one shot. So that's a plus. Alright, Fiery War Axe, good. So we can start smacking away with that. So we can get 2-for-1 out of the Fiery War Axe as a bare minimum. We can clear the board for the Wolf Rider. We can get the Youthful Brewmaster, maybe. I'd prefer not to use that outside of using it as a bounce, so that I can play a card, Brewmaster, play again, whatever. But as it stands, I don't know if we'll be able to do that too much. Now we'll need a little bit of board control. I mean, pretty much anything you can play right now, outside of maybe an Armorsmith, is likely to die. Well, you could just play a Stealth Minion, that works too. Okay. Well, that limits my options significantly. Anything I play here will die to that Stealth Minion, and it'll be a trade-up for him too, so can't really do much here. I could play my Bluegill. I am just going to armor up. I want him to come out of the shadows. We'll see if he will. If he doesn't, well, I'm just going to have to try and play around him, honestly. Probably old Murkai could do it, because he's got the health for it, but everyone else, I don't really want to sacrifice one of my more expensive charge minions for a 2-1. Doesn't seem particularly reasonable to me, so I'm going to try and avoid that. Okay, well, I mean, I've got a lot of damage in this hand. A lot of charge, huge amounts of charge, but I just wanted to be effective. The next turn I can go Bluegill Warrior, Youthful Brewmaster if I want. Is he going to attack me? Probably not. I wouldn't reveal myself. Wait, okay, apparently he's going to reveal himself. Alright, well, I can just kill that with the axe then. So that's no big deal. Or, alternatively, I could just Murkai the thing. I'd actually prefer to Murkai it, because that almost guarantees kind of the 2-for-1 with the Murkai, and then I can keep a charge of my axe ready to hit whatever minion he brings out next. Which I can then combine with something like the Bluegill Warrior, and that would be 5 damage, which should kill anything I can play. Like that, for instance. So we can play the Bluegill, and then we could Youthful Brewmaster the Murkai back, and we could just kill it that way. Yeah, it sounds reasonable. I was thinking there is actually some synergy involved here. It's very rare that I get to play Murkai with actual synergy. I usually play my Legendaries deck, but I'm trying to think if I can make anything work with that without sacking my Murkai. No. So we're just going to have to ignore the synergy for the time being. So, we will beat the snot out of this. There we go. And then we'll throw that into there, and then we'll just Brewmaster our Murkai back into our hand. The other thing I could have done would be to Wolf Rider, but this leaves this open. It leaves the board open to something like Cleave or Slam. So I don't want to do either of that. If I leave 2 of these minions on the field, they're just going to get cleaved. So I'm going to play around the idea that he might have a Cleave. It's likely. It's a very common card. So we will not leave ourselves open to that if at all possible. And we'll bring the Murkai out because, hey, you know, he might have Murlocs of his own, and then I'll be able to power up my Murkai based on that. Okay, so fairly good start. I'm a little behind in cards, but I do have something on the board. Thing is, he's like ahead in every other way, so I'm not even convinced I can win a game with this deck, but we'll see. It's not a very good deck. It's not supposed to be a very good deck. Most of these theme decks will give you no success at all. Oh, Gurubashi Berserker. Well, if I can avoid pissing it off for the next turn, then I can Gore Howl the damn thing. I don't really want to trade 2 for 1, if at all possible. And... This is actually pretty bad, because if I leave the Youthful Brewmaster on the field, he'll run that into it. Then I could just Cork run it. That would still be a 2 for 1, though. I don't like that. Oh, man. If I had coin here, I'd have Gore Howl, and then that wouldn't be a problem, but I don't. I don't really want to take 5 to the face, as that thing inevitably enrages. I should really kill it now. But how could I do it? Well, I could do it with Corkron and Youthful Brewmaster, Leroy Youthful Brewmaster. Wolf Rider isn't enough. I could go Reckless Rocketeer, Youthful Brewmaster. Well, the cheapest way to do it would probably be Corkron. And it wouldn't leave him with 2 minions on the field. Yeah, I've got to do it. I don't have a choice. I can't sit around just letting it sit there, because it's going to end up charging up. So let's kill the damn thing right now, as much as I don't really want to. It does at least save the Corkron on 1 HP, so it was better to do that than to play the Leroy, because if I attack with the Corkron first, then that leaves me with 1 HP. So at least I can make use of it, and I can maybe even the trades out. But he may also have something like Cruel Taskmaster, Inner Rage. Even if he has Inner Rage, that's still a better trade, because he's used a card to get rid of it. If he has Taskmaster, maybe not, but let's see what he's got. I do have Gore Howl next turn, so things are they're gonna get pretty good, and I'm gonna be able to be a bit more optimal. Oh, Fiery War Axe coming out, so again, not. Oh, whoa! What are you doing with that? What? What is that? Are you gonna hit me in the face with that thing? What? No? What? You would? Oh, all right then. Okay. Well, yeah, I suppose maybe he's got rushdown potential. He did hit me pretty bloody hard, so give him credit for that. I think in this situation, man, whatever I do is kind of going to suck, because he's got a Fiery War Axe out. I just Murkai the 1/1, but then he's going to Fiery War Axe it, so I'm not too big a fan of that. I don't want to Gore Howl it. That's pretty stupid. Stormwind Knight. There we go. We are actually presented with the answer right there, which is to play the only card which would actually survive that situation. There we go. Alright, let's see what he's got, because I want to see him play some stronger creatures so that I can bring Gore Howl out on him. I'd also like to see him burn that 3/1 on the 2/4, but he's also shown a propensity to hit me in the face, so... And I'm not really sure where this is going to go, honestly. Don't usually see someone go fiery... What? Wow, what? He's doing it again! He's bloody doing it again, look at this! He's just trying to outright kill me, which is really not going to work. I mean, that's 2 heroic strikes you just burned on me. That's his entire deck's worth. I'm not keen on that. But, bear in mind, I don't have any taunts in this deck, so his strategy could work out. Never, 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 ever, ever underestimate that possibility. I know something like that looks weird and it looks suboptimal, but against a deck like this, actually that kind of strategy can work. It's killed me in the Legendary deck several times. Just go for the face, go for the face. Alright, well, I have no taunts, so I can't stop this 5/5, and I don't really want to Gore Howl it either, because that would do 10 damage, which is pretty awful. So I think what we have to do is to just go right for him with everything we've got and start to pile the pressure onto him. Leroy, not the worst idea ever. Choking to death, good lord. Okay, I think we go Leroy Murkai here. Okay, so we go Leroy Murkai, there we go. And that is going to result... Oh, wow, they actually put an animation in for that. That's really cool. So that results in us being able to remove both of the whelps. So, and then we go for the face for 6, which is pretty harsh. So, that's trying to tempt him to trade the 5/5 for my 6/2, because I don't actually have an answer to the 6/2. If he reveals it, well, I can then make a choice, probably just pull the Reckless Rocketeer on it, and leave my 6/2 out to continue to do damage. Because the Reckless Rocketeer is only a 5/2, but it's not very mana efficient, so hard to say where I'm going to go with this. And if he has any sense, he'll just use the 5/5 to knock out one of my 2/3s and then force me into a 2-for-1 trade. But he has shown a propensity to attack the face, so I don't really know if that's going to happen. He's still above 30 HP, which is interesting. I'm playing the charge deck, and somehow he has more than 30 health. Oh, no! Don't hit the Leroy! Oh, god damn it! Oh, that's disappointing. Disappointing. Well, there we go. So now he's actually trading. So he's acting like a sane, regular person. So that helps. Well, I'm going to have to probably Wolf Rider that thing. Stone Tusk Boar. Not really what I was looking for, I'm afraid, hand, but thank you anyway. We could just Argent Commander it. Yeah, let's just Argent Commander the damn thing. It hits hard enough to justify it. Play out the Wolf Rider and just go for the face and start to apply pressure. But I've taken a lot of damage, and he actually hasn't. It's so strange how the charge played out. You'd think that so many charges would let you be really aggro, but actually, if you do that, then you set yourself up for these horrible, horrible trades, because most charge creatures have really low hit points. So they're very difficult to trade properly. That, on the other hand, a Harvest Golem, that is not difficult to trade properly. It's a fantastic play for him, so... This is a good time to pull a Gorehowl out, I think. We could get the Bluegill Warrior out, which would buff my Murkai, which would let me kill that. That's going to die regardless, I think, so I think the optimal way is to play that. Yeah, there we go. So that then trades over for that. Smack. So that's good. That's kind of done its job. And now we just play the Gorehowl. Yeah, this is really the way to go. So we play the Gorehowl, we whack that with the Gorehowl, and then we play the Stone Tusk Boar, which sucks anyway, to trade over for that. And now, finally, we have an aggro board that we can bloody well hit him with. There we go. But I did burn most of my cards to do that, so if he decides to throw out something... I mean, hell, even a Whirlwind would hurt me badly here. So, this is not an ideal position to be in. He could also cleave again, which is gonna guarantee a 2-for-1. Absolutely terrible. So I'm hoping to get one of my Brewmasters so I can pull my Argent Commander back, but that has not been happening. I can't imagine he's going to want to play any creature, really, with a Gorehowl out, unless it's very, very high attack. So what's he going to do? What's he going to do? He can suffer my wrath of... Oh, Wolf Rider probably trading for the 4-2 there, I'd imagine. No, you want to probably hit that... Alright, okay. Usually you'd want to say, hey, I'm going to trade it for the Argent Commander, but apparently not. Alright. Well, we'll trade the 2-1 into it, and then we'll play the Reckless Rocketeer. And I think we'll actually hit him in the face with the Gorehowl, because we have another one. So, and I'm not really in a position where I can use the Gorehowl too much, because of the amount of damage that I've already taken. So, usually burning a Gorehowl in such a manner would be ridiculous, but we have to kind of kill him. Yeah, we have to kill him. And I actually have lethal next turn, most likely, so... If I pull any charge creature that I can play, so anything 3 mana or less, and he doesn't have a taunt, then he's dead. Unless, of course, he... I mean, he could armor... Yeah, he would armor up to 10. He's probably still dead. Well, that's not going to help him too much. Sweet. I think he's very, very, very dead, actually. Yes. I would say so. I would certainly say so. Here, have a mana crystal. A complimentary mana crystal, and then we're just going to kill you. There we go. Huh. Well, that actually won. That's a surprise. But it's really strange, because it's less aggro than you would initially expect it to be. Because of the trades that you've got to do, you can't just go right for the face, because you can set up situations where you lose so many cards, and then you can never get back into it. You've got to be really smart with your trades, because there's no card draw in that deck. Pretty sure there isn't. No, there's none, is there? Thinking, like, you couldn't even really go Battle Rage in that deck, because most of those cards have so little hit points, they're very likely gonna die if they take any damage at all, so... What could you do? You could maybe throw a couple of shield blocks in there, that would be justifiable, considering it's weapon heavy. That would get you, what, 2 card draw and 10 armor throughout the deck? That would be okay. But you would have to sack some Brewmasters. Considering the Brewmasters did jack all, I think killing the Ancient Brewmasters and leaving in the 2s and putting in 2 shield blocks might be the way to go with this deck. It gives you a bit more resilience, and it gives you just a little bit more card draw. Not a huge amount, but a little. Outside of that, I'm thinking, like, what would a warrior have that would actually be any good? Gadgets on Auctioneer wouldn't really help in that deck. There's not enough spells at all. You could... I mean, you could put stuff like Novice Engineers in, but obviously they're not very good. Gnomish Engineer, again, kind of same principle. You want to go with something warrior-specific. Yeah, I think the shield block is the best option. Because Battle Rage is likely not going to get you anywhere. Also, this queuing is taking a while. This is unusual, and the game's just come out. Let's... Oh, I have a feeling it might be broken. Yeah, I'm going to go with broken. Well, we successfully charged the server out of existence. So let's attempt to do that again. I'm, again, very surprised that we pulled a win off with that deck. Let's see if we can continue to do it. I think I'll do another game, but I have a feeling that really getting rid of the Ancient Brewmasters and swapping them out for shield blocks would probably be the way to go. A little bit more card draw. And to be fair, because of the cost of Ancient Brewmasters, it's unlikely you're going to be able to play the creature, charge, play the Brewmaster, pull the creature back and play it again. It's unlikely to happen. Okay, let's see what we got. So keep the Fiery War Axe, keep the Golem, toss the Brewmaster and the Gorehowl. That's probably the way to go with this. Yeah, that works. And I've got Coin as well. So Coin War Axe is excellent for the most part. Depends what he plays. It's fantastic against Hunters most of the time because they'll open up with something like, say, a Wolf, which is 1/1. Well, in this case, open with tracking, but, you know, whatever works. You know what I'd love to play against? A Hunter with double tracking on Coin with the bounce deck. Absolutely. Think about that for a second. Wow. It'd be burned down to 20 cards on turn 1. That'd be amazing. Okay, we can... Usually a Coin War Axe, but actually, considering he played nothing, I'm going to Coin Bluegill instead, so I can start the damage. There we go. Coin Bluegill. And if he plays something, I can go Fiery War Axe. He may have a Boar, in which case I will be upset. But outside of that, it should be fine. Oh, I hate you so much. Of course he has a Boar! He's probably playing a Beast deck. That's a reasonable assumption to make. Alright, well... We could War Axe. The risk is that he has an Ooze. But I think he's playing a Beast deck, so I don't think he's got an Ooze. I don't know. Tracking and then a Boar seems like a Beast deck. Please don't have an Ooze. Yeah, it's a Beast deck. Okay, well that's fine. So he just fed me a bear, which is very kind of him. And we have 2 Arcane Golems, so I hope he likes mana. He's going to be getting quite a bit of it. There we go, and there is the Arcane Golem, which donates him a mana crystal, which I'm sure he's going to be very, very happy about. It is a very shiny gold card, isn't it? It's nice. Do a little bit of damage, and then we've got another Arcane Golem. If he doesn't deal with that, then he is going to take a lot of damage next turn. Then we could Brewmaster it and give him another mana crystal. Alternatively, I could do something that's not as stupid as that. I don't know if I really want to give him another mana crystal. I'm already putting him in a situation where he could pull Savannah Highmane next turn, which would be horrible. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. He hasn't got his Beast Synergy going yet. Well, one of the nice things, I suppose, about the charge deck is that the Beast Synergy is difficult to establish because you can eliminate the key components of it very quickly. In this case, this is an ideal play for me because I can go Korkron Elite, which will kill that 2/4 without killing the Korkron, and then hit him in the face for 4 with the Arcane Golem. So this is pretty good, actually. This is turning out quite nicely. And then if my Korkron survives, I can Ancient Brewmaster it, so I can pull it back and heal it. Okay, well, you can feel free to press the button anytime you like. There we go. Yep, Korkron's definitely the way to go here. So Korkron into that, which leaves us with a 4/1. Then we hit him in the face, and we keep a charge of the axe. You know, if he had an Ooze, he may have used it by now. To be fair, if he uses the Ooze on one charge of the axe, then he can't use it on my Gorehowl later, so I'll take that. Why not? Bait that Ooze out, assuming he has one, but I'm almost convinced he doesn't. He's played nothing but beasts up to this point, so it's most likely just one of your basic Beast Synergy decks, which doesn't work if you take components out of the Beast Synergy. Multi-shot coming out, that's nice. There you go, he gets his 2 for 1. Will he be able to play anything that works, though? Voodoo Doctor. Okay. Well, I'm just going to axe that thing, I think. Or we could Stormwind Knight. Or we could Stone Tusk Boar. I mean, they all kind of work. Yeah, Stormwind is probably the best way to go here, and then just play the Stone Tusk Boar. There we go. And then just hit him in the face for 1 with that. There we go. Could have held that back, but I prefer to not do that so that I've got a clear mana board for turn 6 so that I can go with Reckless Rocketeer if I need it. So, yeah, this is okay. And if he decides to burn his multi-shot on this setup, the second multi-shot, then I'm totally fine with that. Let's see what he comes up with. So, he has 7 mana. That's enough to establish some decent Beast Synergy if he's got it. But he's already used one of his animal companions and got nothing for it, so he only has another one, and I'm trying to think what he could do. I mean, there's the obvious kind of scavenging hyena stuff, but I don't think you can really do that unless you've got a taunt to protect it. So this could be pretty tricky for him. He's definitely losing, although not by much. I don't have great creatures here, so... Let's see what we can come up with. I'll hold the Brewmaster in my hand. Lord of the Arena, okay, well, just run the Reckless Rocketeer into that, I think. And there's the Timberwolf, there's that kind of combo component, but he doesn't actually have the opportunity to use it. I think we'll just Argent Commander 1/1 into that. There we go, yeah, that works out. Get that, make sure we wipe the board out. No point trading the Reckless Rocketeer when we don't have to. Weapon Swing or the 2/3. Doesn't make a difference either way. If he pulls a multi-shot, this dies regardless. So, might as well. I'm tempted to hit him with the War Axe, but I haven't drawn another weapon yet, so I don't really want to burn that weapon charge. Tracking. Okay. So we might see that other multi-shot come out now. And that was the reason that I thought, you know what, I'll just keep the weapon charge, because if a multi-shot comes out, it's going to kill a 2/3 just as easily as it kills a 2/2, so... there was no point in playing anything else, because it's very vulnerable to that stuff. One of the other problems with the charge deck, of course, pretty much everything that charges has very, very low hit points. That's probably an explosive trap. So we'll most... Oh, charge coming... Damn. What I was going to say is I'll play the Brewmaster and pull the 4/2 back, but he is going to trade the 3/1 into the 4/2 now. Or he's not going to do that. Alright, so that's definitely an explosive trap then. This is good news, because I can now Brewmaster that thing back. And make sure I don't lose it. There we go. And then what we can do is we can run the 2/2 into that explosive trap. There we go. Which kills that. Takes that down to 5/2, which is still playable. Then we do that, and now he's on... He's basically got no cards, so we can safely play Arcane Golem and then hit him in the face with it. There we go. So it takes up to 10 mana, which is fine, but he's only got 2 cards, so what's he going to spend that on? This is the time when he plays 2 really nasty 5-cost minions, and I end up regretting what I just said. But I saved the Argent Commander from its inevitable demise, so now he's most likely going to take his 3/1 and run it into my 5/2. And an Emperor Cobra as well. Okay, well, actually, that's fine. That's 1-for-1 trades across the board, unless he's going right for my face, which I don't think he should, and he's very silly if he does. He's probably figured out now that I'm using only charges, so... Okay, cool, that's that gone. Now, if I recall correctly, we can actually, because this doesn't count as damage, the Argent Commander will just kill that. So, yeah, we can actually do that for free. There we go. Doesn't count as damage, so that doesn't die. And then we just hit him in the face, and now he has no board, and I have a 2-card, gonna be 3-card advantage. Yeah, he is in a lot of trouble. It's gonna be difficult to come back from. But bear in mind, he's burned through more than half his deck and he's only used 1 multi-shot, so I need to be careful with my board right now. Arcanite Reaper. Is that lethal? Yeah, it is. GG. Man! The burst! The burst. Huh. It's not an awful deck, actually, but I don't know. It depends on what you're going up against. If it's kind of a... If you're playing up against more of a straight-up deck like that, it's fine. Anyway, let's make this modification, shall we? I think I'm in the middle of playing an arena run right now. I want to see if these ranked wins actually count. So yeah, I've got a win on that Druid. Does that count? I've got to go with no, but... Nope, didn't think so. Lovely. I'm not keen on Arena being devalued in such a way. I'd like to be able to unlock card backs and things like that by playing Arena, which is really the only mode I care about outside of these silly videos. So I'm a little bit knocked off that they don't allow that. Alright, well, funnily enough, the Ancient Brewmaster was kind of key to victory there, but I don't feel that's going to be happening too much. So I think the best play here is to strip out the Ancient Brewmaster, which is actually a 4-cost. I thought it was a 5-cost. Huh, it's actually not bad value. Okay, and we can swap that with 2 shield blocks. It's just a little bit more resilience and a bit of card draw. There we go. Sweet. I think that's a slightly more optimized version of the deck. Although, if we keep getting plays like that, then it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's try one more with that, and then we'll do the maximum firepower mage deck and see how that plays out. I know someone suggested to me on Twitter that I should put a couple of Faceless Manips in there, go for triple Faceless Manipulator Malagos, and use Arcane Missiles for 18 points of damage. Which sounds hilarious, and is highly unlikely to ever happen. Okay. Let's see what we get. I mean, getting to Malagos at the first place is difficult enough. Having the 2 Faceless Manips available is even more unlikely. Okay, so we can toss the 2 Rocketeers. We definitely don't need those. And we're going up against a Paladin deck. Yeah, no turn 1s, but we don't really need turn 1s necessarily. I mean, what are we going to do? Throw down the Boar and trade it for an Initiate? That doesn't seem like a good idea. We might have to coin Brewmaster, as we may just not have another option. Goldshare Footman. Yeah, I think we just have to coin Brewmaster here. It's just a stronger play. Oh, it trades well with the 1-2. And it would kill the token that he brings out this turn as well, so that's okay. Still looking for that Fiery War Axe with the South Sea deckhand. Certainly not getting it yet. What can he do on turn 2? Not much. Probably just going to end up playing either a 2-cost minion or a token. I wouldn't have done that. That is not a thing that I would have done. So yes, it does trade out, but the main problem with doing that is that you have basically traded 2 for 1 here. You've traded up slightly on mana, at least in terms of your creature, but you just burned your Hand of Protection to not even kill my 2-cost Brewmaster that I frankly don't care about in any way. So we're just gonna, I think, toss out both of these. There we go. Because he doesn't really have much he can do at this point. Turn 4, he's got Consecrate, so we do want to watch out for that. He may have it. Or he may not. Who knows? I disagree with that Hand of Protection play, though. It seems clever in theory, but you didn't gain anything from it, and that just means that I got a 2 for 1. Oh, Light's Justice coming out. Okay, well, it was a terrible idea to do what I just did, so he's going to now whack my 2-1. And I'm probably just going to trading my Boar into his token, because I don't really have much of a choice otherwise. Arcane Golem probably the way to go here. Yeah, I mean, it gives him mana, which I don't really like, but at least it doesn't die to the Light's Justice like everything else that I have on turn 3, so yeah, we're just going to have to build our aggro from here and then burn out his Light's Justice, and then we can play our Wolf Riders. Unless we use our Wolf Riders in a good way. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay, we can kill it, though, but we will end up going 2 for 1 with that, which I don't... He's hitting me. Alright. Okay. Is there any way to... There is a way... even that doesn't work. I was going to say there is a way to not go 2 for 1 with it, and that's with the Corcoran, but he's going to end up just Light Justicing the damn thing anyway. But at least it'll do 4 damage to him, so I guess that is really the only way to go. So we go Corcoran, and then we hit that with Corcoran, and then we sack out our Arcane Golem. There we go. So at least he's forced to take the 4 damage to the face. And if he ignores it, then that's kind of to his peril, I think. So I have a feeling he's just going to whack it. Oasis Snapjaw. That's, again, these are actually good creatures against the charge deck, strangely enough, because they just have really high health, and my charge creatures, well, don't. So, okay, so at the moment, I actually have no answer to this. Not a good one, anyway. I'd have to burn 3 cards to get rid of his Oasis Snapjaw. Which is not what you want, is it? No, not really. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to armor up, and we're going to hit his Oasis Snapjaw, and we're just going to wait for a better choice, because what Oasis Snapjaws can't really do is kill you very quickly. So we currently have a 10 health advantage. His board might be slightly stronger, but it doesn't really make a huge amount of difference unless he can buff that. Which he might be able to. He might just throw down a Blessing of Kings on that thing, and suddenly things get a little uglier. Well, even a Raid Leader makes things a little uglier. Okay, well, we'll have to get rid of the Raid Leader. We might have to sack a 3-1 into that. Is he healing the turtle? Oh. Oh, what? Come on! Alright, we're gonna have to play 2 Wolf Riders here. One after another. Actually, no, we don't. No, we don't have to do that. But we're definitely gonna have to play at least one of them. So, before we attack, let's make sure we get optimal damage. So, there we go. So, that's that gone. And that leaves us with that 2-6 on the board. I think we just play the Stone Tusk to kill off his 2-1, and then we armor up again. There we go. Yeah, it seems like the way to go. I'm still trying to deal with this thing, but he just burned his 2 Raid Leaders and didn't gain a huge amount of benefit from it. So, if he had more creatures on the board that were available to attack, I think that play would have been great. It was still okay. It brings us a little bit closer together health-wise, but Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, well, I think we're going to have to play the ignore the turtle game now, because we are unfortunately now dealing with this bastard. Even if I pull a Gorehowl... Grommash. Usually a good pull. In this case, not great. Not going to do the trick. I can't even kill that thing. But I'm going to have to, because if I don't... I've got to basically throw everything I have at it, and even everything I have at it isn't enough. I can only do 5 damage on these charges. I needed my other Corkron, and Stormwind Knight isn't going to do the job. I'm sure it does demand Retribution. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage next turn, and there is no way I can stop it. We've got to weaken the damn thing. We've got to weaken it. So let's take it down to 4 so Grommash can at least kill it when he comes out. It's the only thing I've got. And again, ignore the turtle. But he's still going to hit me for 11, which is going to hurt. Oh, his second Light's Justice on the field. Okay, well, that's not going to help him too much. Oh, no, no, no. That is bad news. Yep, that is terrible. I think I lose now. Yep, I mean, I can pop most of what he's got, but I think I'm dead anyway, as a result. Well, I've got a shield block. I need to eliminate this, but I can't because the taunt's in the way, so even if I play Grommash and kill that, that's going to blow that up. That wipes out all of that, but it leaves that, and then he has lethal. I think I just lose now. This is really my only choice at this point, and that didn't get me anything, so that's GG. Yep. Well played. That taunt really messed me up. And that was a nice use of the Frostwolf. Very nice. Okay, let's have a look at the maximum firepower deck, shall we? See how that goes. I don't know if I really want to change this, because I know it needs a lot of spells, but the problem is it then limits what I can do otherwise. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? See if it ends up being any good. Or at least vaguely playable in some way. Probably not. I'm trying to think of what other themes I could do. I mean, there's a lot of creatures with battle cries. I think that you can make several decks based on themed battle cries. I'm just not sure what. I know there's the Randwind Win, which is the random deck. Bloodmage Thalnos in the opening hand. That's not awful. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Well, I've got no turn 1 play, but I really wouldn't have had one anyway. The only one I would have had would have been Arcane Missiles, which I absolutely wouldn't have wasted in that respect. So, yeah, I'm happy with this opening hand. Hopefully I pull an Arcane Missiles pretty soon. But even Arcane Explosion... Don't give me the Pyroblast. It's the only one in my bloody deck, and it gives it to me twice. That's lovely. And they haven't fixed the end turn button either. Like I said, this for a launch version, it's even buggier than the beta was. Northshire Cleric. Oh, that's bad news, isn't it? Yup. So I can play Bloodmage Thalnos, but it will die immediately, and it will give him a card. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to Fire Blast him and not allow that to do anything. I want to at least play something that won't die immediately and give him card draw. Yes, it'll give me a card, but it's not worth the effort. So we're going to avoid that, play around it, probably play the Dalaran Mage, because that doesn't die to it, and we can work from there. Yeah, that'll do. Because then if he starts to stack stuff up, then Arcane Explosion with the Dalaran Mage would be just beautiful. But I think, honestly, what we'll do is we'll play Dalaran Mage this turn, then next turn we go Bloodmage Thalnos, Arcane Explosion, and we wipe the board, which is just lovely. He could still get a card out of this, which I don't like, and he's drawing quite heavily already, but I think this is still the most optimal way to deal with it. Well, 1 for 1. That's actually pretty cool, because he loses a card, and he doesn't draw. So, I'm actually happy with how that played out. And this doesn't do any damage, so we don't care. Frostbolt. Okay, well, we're still looking to set up a condition. I think just the Ogre Magi is the way to go here, because it's the magic number against a priest as well. It's got 4, which means he can't use mana on it. He can't use any kind of spell on it. So I think Ogre Magi is the play. He'll probably try and play around it, and then we Bloodmage Thalnos, Arcane Explosion, wipe the board. Alternatively, he could run a bunch of his creatures into it, which is also okay, so yeah, that works. It's just why go all in trying to kill these things when you can deny their condition? Oh, sweet. This is going to work out pretty well. I think he's just going to go for... No, no. Okay, he's going to get rid of that. Okay, that's fine. So, right. This is still fine. I'm still okay with the way that this turned out. So, well, he has set it up in such a way so that this dies, which does kind of suck, but... Should I do this in a different way? I'm tempted, but again, I'll just lose my Thalnos, and then he's going to do the double heal thing. My priority is denying him that ridiculous card draw condition that he's looking for, okay? So we're going to go with the Arcane Explosion for 1,000,000 points of damage, and then we're going to sack our Ogre Magi into that. There we go. And that's value. It's good card trade. Trading out a 4-cost for a 4-cost, and a good strong 4-cost as well, while leaving Thalnos on the board. I like it. And he uses a Holy Smite, which actually gets me a card. Good. That's okay. Chillwind Yeti coming out. Don't like that. That's going to have to be... Yeah, it's going to have to be Ogre Magi Fire Blast, I think. But... Yeah. No. That's still going to suck. He's still going to kill it. No, he's not. Because even if he does it that way, I can still Fire Blast at the turn afterwards. Alternatively, I can burn 2 Frostbolts to kill it, which I don't like. Okay, there we go. So that sets up the 4-4. Even if he heals it, runs it into that, then I've still got the Fire Blast again the turn afterwards. If he plays a bunch of creatures, I've got the Flame Strike. So that can work too. Yeah, I like this position. Yeah, regardless of what he does, that Yeti will die next turn. Unless he has another heal. He may have some kind of buff. Coining up to 5? What's he coining up to 5 for? Yeah, that would do it. Okay. Well, that's irritating, isn't it? I think we'll just Frostbolt the bloody thing, then. Mostly out of spite, more so than anything else. And we can ping it. Why not? He does have a pretty strong creature on the board now, though. Still looking to set up maybe a Flame Strike condition, but I'll probably need 9 mana to do it properly, because I need to ping something. I don't think I have... Ooh, oh dear. Yeah, that's not good. Yep, not liking this. Not liking this at all. I can't kill him! Malagos. Alright, well that will be helpful next turn. He's hoping he doesn't have a mind control. Okay. I think we play for time. Blizzard. We don't have any other spell power stuff, so I think we have to play for time. There's the Blizzard, and we're going to reduce that down to 2. It's going to heal it back up to 4, but that means it's still Flame Strike vulnerable. So if he plays like a couple of creatures behind that taunt, then the Flame Strike's worth it, even if it doesn't kill that. Oh, yep, this is looking good. Play another creature, play another creature. Yeah, play another creature, and then I'm going to Flame Strike and Fire Blast that thing and wipe your board. Yep, I'm still liking that. We could Flame Strike while Pyromancer, but there's no point. It doesn't benefit us. It's going to have the same effect regardless of what we do, so there we go. Wipe that, and we can Malagos next turn for millions of damage. But I am a bit concerned that he will have a mind control. And I don't have a counter to that, because I don't have a polymorph. And for Grizzly on the way, alright. Definitely gonna be rolling the dice on whether or not he has a mind control. Alright, Malagos Arcane Missiles, ladies and gentlemen, yes. Just because if he does mind control the bloody thing, I still want to do this first. 1, 2, 3, quit missing the bear, kill the bear, kill the bear, there you go, nice and easy, kill the bear, thank you. I still want to at least get something out of it. And if he mind controls it, then I'm just going to cry, but... No! Priests! No, any other class it would have been fine, but priests, no. Alright, well, even Pyroblast doesn't kill a Malagos. It's one of the only creatures in the game where that's true. Oh me, oh my. Thankfully, I guess it's not going to benefit him too much, so I think we just have to control it. Wild Pyromancer. Frostbolt. Well, if we're going to do Wild Pyromancer... No, we shouldn't do Wild Pyromancer now. There's no point. Alright. Hurt the bastard. As much as possible. There we go. What choice do I have? Not too many. This deck also lacks draw, by the way. I think it needs 2 auctioneers at least. But I'm trying to think of what I could throw out of the deck in order to gain that. Ooh, Yeti. Ugh. And you got a Shadow Word Pain. Of course you do. Okay. Well, we do actually have a condition where we can kill the Yeti off, which is Pyromancer Flamestrike, but it does not kill the Malagos. So that doesn't really solve the problem. And I prefer the Kobold play anyway, because it doesn't do 1 damage. We can at least Pyroblast the Malagos. We might just have to do that, you know. I can't let him keep that. But usually use the Pyroblast for finishing off that, so I don't know if that was good. Well, it really wasn't. I lost my Legendary and my Epic spell because of that sodding mind control. It is the one deck that just makes this so awkward. Alright, well, if he plays any more, I can hopefully get the Wild Pyromancer Flame... Never mind. I was hoping for the Wild Pyromancer Flamestrike, and now I can't do it because he has buffed his creature up even more because he's a horrible human being IRL. Well. Okay. Well, we got Arcane Missiles. We can see where that goes. Kobold Geomancer, Wild Pyromancer, and Arcane Missiles. And that was terrible. That was not even close to being good. Oh my. Well, this is horrible, isn't it? Probably should have pinged the 2... It doesn't matter, he's got heal anyway. It doesn't matter what I ping. Oh, well, of course, yeah. Oh. Oh, man, if I couldn't hate priests anymore. Absolutely can now. Good lord. How horrible. Well, we have some control at least. That's a plus. And then maybe, just maybe, we can set out a value Flamestrike. Maybe. But he's going to heal anyway, so I don't think it matters. Oh, come on! That's just mean. Oh, but he has left... Yeah, he actually made a mistake. We're back in it, ladies and gentlemen. Flamestrike wipes the board. We're back in this game. Alright. I have no cards, a 2/2 Kobold, and 9 health. This will go swimmingly. I can guarantee it. If I can just survive for 6 more turns... How many more damage cards do you have? God damn it, you've got more than I do, and I'm playing a spell deck. This is obscene. Okay. Wild Pyromancer. Good lord. We just have to survive 5 more turns, and then he will start to incur fatigue damage. And I know he's used both his mind controls. Unfortunately, I have lost... Why? He's okay with using a Holy Nova to kill a 3/2. I just want to point this out. This is how arrogant this priest is right now. And he's right! That's the worst thing about it. He's bloody right to be arrogant. Burn my Blizzard. I'm gonna do the same thing as you do, son. I'm gonna use my AoE inefficiently. You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real mother. So he has a 2-card advantage, a 23 health lead, and... Well, he's got 4 cards left in his deck. Draw! I have draw! Wonderful. And an Archmage, which I could have definitely used earlier. Alright. Don't know why I called it an Archmage. I was thinking of an Arc Cannon. No, it's an Archmage.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
We're getting back in it, guys. He's playing suboptimally. More so than he was previous. Alright. Arcane Explosion. Alright. I'm very, very tempted to not use it, but let's be honest, it's not going to kill much else, is it? So, we might as well have some of that. We're back in this game. And he's down to 2 cards. Fatigue. It begins. And he's out of mind controls. Come on. How good is my top decking? This is where he pulls 2 Mind Blasts, and I cry myself to sleep tonight. What do you got? River Crocolisk, that's not a Mind Blast. That's not a Mind Blast at all. Alright. Ancient Mage. Okay. Mega spell damage. Alright. Now I just need a spell. I think I ran out of those. You see, these are cards that I definitely could have used earlier. But I'm actually now in the lead. Darkscale Healer comes out. Now I really need a spell. I used, what, both my Frostbolts, both Market... Yeah, I don't think I have any. Another Archmage. Alright. Well, more spell power for me. So, I think we just trade our 4/4 out for that. No, we don't even need to do that. We can keep the Archmage alive. Why not? There we go. Makes it a little bit vulnerable, but since I'm pretty sure he's out of cards! Alright! The comeback begins! He has 3 cards. Can he wipe my board? He is... Will I punish him for using his AoE inefficiently? Possibly. Let's see what he's got. I don't think he's got anything. Another Ancient Mage! And I still have no spells! I have 2 cards left in my deck, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I do. I'm gonna give it to this because it's the... My current spell power would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spell power. And no spells! Why? But I think I have lethal next turn. Oh yes! The comeback is real! Yes! The comeback is real! Saved by the inefficiency. Oh my. Oh my. It actually worked. He stole me bloody Malygos and it still worked. I burned my Pyroblast and a minion and it still worked. Huh. That's surprisingly... I don't know if I'd call that effective. Maybe I'm just gonna go with lucky for the time being. My name has been TotalBiscuit and I have been playing terrible decks. And I will see you next time for more of the same.